All right, we are open up to page 739 in our math workbooks to correct our homework. I know Mackenzie's fidget spinner is cool, but please have your attention on your math workbooks, 5th grade. Okay, so here's page 739. It's a little bright up there. So we had numbers 1 through 5, 14, and 18 on the first page. So when we are looking at number 1, for example, we have 6 times 3 plus 2 in parentheses divided by 10. Whoever's talking, please stop it. We would solve what's in parentheses first, so 3 plus 2 is 5. So that would get us to 6 times 5 divided by 10. Well, we know multiplying and dividing we do at the same time, and we just work left to right. So we would do 6 times 5 first, which would get us 30, then divide it by 10, which would get us 3. Give me a thumbs up if you got number 1 correct. Thumbs up if you got number 1 correct. Okay. Then for number 2, we had 12 minus 3 times 3 plus 11. So again, parentheses, PEMDAS, that comes first. So 3 times 3 is 9. So that would leave us with 12 minus 9 plus 11. Well, subtracting and adding, we do it at the same time, and we work left to right. So we would do 12 minus 9, which would get us 3, plus 11, which would get us 14. Give me a thumbs up if you got number 2 correct. Awesome. Then we have number 3. So for number 3, we had 10 times 0.4, or 4 tenths, plus 10 times 8 tenths. So we would solve what's in parentheses first, except we have 2 sets of parentheses. So we would solve what's on the left first. 10 times 4 tenths is 4. Then we go over to the other parentheses. 10 times 8 tenths is 8. So then we're left with 4 plus 8, which is 12. Give me a thumbs up if you got number 3 correct. Awesome. Number 4, we had 8 divided by 4 in parentheses times then 4 minus 2 in parentheses. Again, since we have 2 sets of parentheses, we solve what's to the left first. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. Jack P, please stop. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. Then we go to the other parentheses. 4 minus 2 is 2. So we're left with 2 times 2, which is 4. Give me a thumbs up if you got number 4 correct. Richie, what's your question?
Number 3?
Yeah.
Why is 12.0?
Yeah, that works. 12.0 works. Thank you for asking. All right, give me a thumbs up if you got number 4 correct. Nice. And number 5. So we had 8.5 minus 10 divided by 2. Now we have subtraction and division. Which one comes first in the order of operations? Which one comes first in the order of operations, 5th grade? Jack? Division. PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, exponents, multiply and divide, add and subtract. So divide would come first. So 10 divided by 2 gets us 5. So then we would have 8.5 minus 5, which get us 3.5, or 3 5/10. Give me a thumbs up if you got number 5 correct. All right, awesome. Overall, 1 through 5, how did you feel on these first few problems? 1 through 5, how did you feel? Okay. I need everyone to show me 1 through 5. Senna, Philip, Jack P, show me 1 through 5. How are you feeling? All right, Eosius, how are you feeling? Oh, okay, now I see it. Okay, hands down, nice. So then we had 14 and 18 on this page. So I'm going to bring this down. There we go. So for these, you were supposed to place the parentheses around the part in the equation that would make the answer true. It's number 14. You should have put parentheses around 21 minus 8. Because if we were to put them around 8 minus 6, we would have to do that first. So 8 minus 6 would be 2. So then we'd have 21 minus 2. Well, that doesn't get us 7. 21 minus 8, though, if we do that first, 21 minus 8 is what? 13. Minus 6 does get us 7. So then for number 18, you were supposed to put the parentheses around 5 plus 1. Because by doing that, if we take 5 plus 1, we get 6. And then that would leave us with 18 divided by 3 minus 6. Well, we have to do the division first. So 18 divided by 3 is 6. So then we'd have 6 minus 6, and that would get us 0. Give me a thumbs up if you got 14 and 18 correct. Give me a thumbs up if you got 14 and 18 correct. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you got 14 correct. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you got 18 correct. Nice. Okay. How do we feel about these? Placing the parentheses. 1 through 5, how did you feel about these? Okay. Sana and Jack P. and Philip, how did you feel about these? And Zoe? All right. All right. Hands down. So then we had 19 and 20. So, for 19 and 20, we use the fruit prices chart. So, Dion bought 3 pounds of oranges and 2 pounds of grapefruit. Write an expression, and remember, expression's the same as equation, to represent the amount of money Dion spent on the fruit. Then evaluate, and evaluate also means solve the expression. How much did Dion spend? So 5th grade, first of all, we need to look at what Dion is doing. Jack P., you should be focusing on your homework, not on that. So, Dion bought 3 pounds of oranges and 2 pounds of grapefruit. So, in parentheses, we're showing that. We're taking 3 times the cost of oranges per pound. So, 3 times 99 cents. Then we're taking 2 times the cost of the grapefruit, or 2 times $1.59. We put those in parentheses, and then we put the addition symbol before.
To the church, please.
Then we put the addition symbol in between, because once we find out how much the oranges cost and then how much the grapefruit costs, then we need to combine them or add them all together to find out how much total he or she spent. I'm not sure if Dion is a boy or a girl. So when we solve this, first of all, how many of you got the equation correct? You got 3 times 99 cents plus 2 times $1.59. Awesome. Awesome. So when we solve that, we wind up with $6.15. Raise your hand if you got $6.15 as your answer. All right. It's a she? Okay. Oh, she. Yep. Okay. So then for number 20, you may have got, so if you got a different answer for number 19, you would have gotten a different answer for number 20. But what you're supposed to do for 20 then is take 20 and subtract the amount that Dion paid to figure out how much change she gets back. So for this, we would take 20 minus 6.15. That would get us 13.85, which stands for $13.85. Jack.
I just took 20 and then minus 6, which equals 13, and then I just subtracted 15 from 13.
Oh, that's a great strategy. Michael.
I said $13.85.
Okay. Okay, so then you also rounded. Nice. 1 through 5, how'd you feel about this homework all together? 1 through 5, how'd you feel? 1 through 5, how'd you feel? Okay. Okay. Hands down. All right, I want your eyes on me. Eyes on me. We're going to do something a little different for math today. So I want eyes on me. Philip. Today, you are going to be creating your own order of operations teaching poster. So what that means is I'm going to be giving you a piece of paper, and what you will be doing on it, you're going to act as if you are creating this poster to help your friend who maybe doesn't know what the order of operations is. So on this, you should be explaining the order of operations, including a definition. And what I mean by definition is, if someone said, well, what is the order of operations? What sentence would you tell them about the order of operations? And you should have at least one example. Now raise your hand if you have an idea of something we could include on our posters. What's one thing we could include on our posters? Philip? PEMDAS. Okay, PEMDAS, some drawings. What else, Addie?
You can look back at your notebook and you can write exactly what we wrote for like PEMDAS, like Philip said.
Yes.
And then you can like write an example question.
Okay, you could write an example question and solve it. You do need to include at least one example, so that's a good idea. What else could we involve, Will? Or include?
Make like new thing for PEMDAS.
Oh, so I like to say, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Maybe you want to come up with a different saying to remember PEMDAS. That could be a lot of fun. Jack L.
Like you could solve a problem and then explain how you did it. And you can use arrows.
Yes.
And then like mark out all those things.
Yes.
Like you can have like instead of like a little problem, you can have like the whole little bar just to kind of explain a problem.
Yes, definitely. Drew.
Work left to right.
Working left to right. Yes, that would be a huge thing to include on our poster, right? What else? Is that what you were going to say, Zoe? What were you going to say?
Oh, wow.
Okay. Addie?
And the corners, put left and right for your example question.
Yeah, in the corners of your poster, put an L for left or an R for right. Do you think we should all probably include parentheses, exponents, multiply and divide, add and subtract? Yes. Do you think we should make it really clear what order they are in? Yes. I really love the idea of coming up with your own saying for PEMDAS. So instead of, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, you can come up with your own. Now, what questions do you have? Zoe, what question did you have? So each of you will be creating your own poster. However, if you wanted to bounce some ideas off of your partner, you could. Yep, so like if you could ask Max for input on something. Yeah. Though he is working on his own math as well. So you can bounce ideas off your partner, but I want each of you to create your own poster. Does that make sense? Okay, so your poster should not be the exact same as your partner's. You might have a lot of the same things, but like the design of it should look different. A lot of you will have similar information. Of course you will, but it shouldn't be like a mirror copy to your partner's. What? Yes, yep. All right. I'm going to dismiss you by row to grab coloring utensils. It's up to you what kind you want. Because I want you to make this poster colorful, but also it should still be easy to understand because it's supposed to be a teaching poster, which is why I put it teaching poster in italics and purple. Capiche? All right. Let me end our recording for virtual learners.